are. Investigators have not ruled out the possible involvement of a state actor in some way. Earlier this year, U.S. intelligence agencies assessed with high confidence that WikiLeaks conspired with the Russian government to release damaging Democratic Party emails. Anne-Marie, Vlad.
Meanwhile, the Secretary of Homeland Security says illegal immigration has declined under President Trump. John Kelly says illegal crossings at the U.S. southern border have plunged by 40% since the beginning of the year.
January and February are usually busy months for illegal border crossings. Immigration authorities apprehended less than 19,000 people. Kelly believes the president's executive orders led to the drop. And thousands of women marched and rallied yesterday to mark a day without a woman. They skipped work and refused to spend money on Monday to demonstrate the important role women play in the economy. The strike was held on International Women's Day. Jamie Yukas has more on the day's significance and the influential women who participated.
This bronze statue is called Fearless Girl, and as you can see, she's staring down the iconic bull on Wall Street. The little girl was placed here by an investment firm on Tuesday with the hopes to mark the future power of corporate women. Just one of the many calls to action at yesterday's rallies.
A day without a woman is a day without me.
Women across the U.S. and around the world walked off the job on Wednesday to rally for equality and demonstrate their influence in the workplace.
We're underrepresented in leadership positions across the board, and I think it's time to change that.
If women in all 50 states together took just one day off from work, one study projects it would cost the U.S. economy nearly $21 billion. Hundreds of teachers did just that, forcing schools in at least 3 states to shut down. About 3/4 of teachers in the U.S. are women.
It's my job to teach my students to stand up for themselves and to be good humans.
Democratic lawmakers in Washington highlighted women's inequality by stepping out themselves.
When women succeed, the world succeeds.
The movement was not without criticism of President Donald Trump. Outside Trump International Hotel in New York City, at least 13 people were arrested as they sat in the street blocking traffic. On Twitter, the president acknowledged the critical role of women in America and around the world. At the White House, First Lady Melania Trump hosted a luncheon for about 50 women. Also in Washington, former First Lady Michelle Obama surprised a group of students. And Hillary Clinton spoke to a crowd of female leaders.
I believe in every woman and girl here tonight, and billions more who are not, along with men and boys who understand and support that we are not asking for anything extra. We are asking for equality, and we will never, ever cease.
Now, critics of Wednesday's demonstration say that this was a movement for privileged women who could afford childcare and to take off work. Vlad and Anne-Marie, back to you.
Jamie Yukas there for us. Great story. Still ahead, from a penny to $9.5 million. Yeah, $9.5 million. This is the most valuable stamp in the world, and it is now on display in Washington. Coming up, our Jan Crawford takes a closer look at why it is so rare and worth so much.
But before we go to break, a moment of levity for your day. Here's a look at some of this week's top stories from America's late night hosts.